What's up, everybody? All right, so today I'm going to go through the org chart that we used to do $30 million last year in 2025 cash collected. And then I'm just going to go through kind of where it was, where we're at now, and what our plan is. And again, this channel is basically just what we've done, what has worked, what hasn't worked, and just trying to figure all that out and document it so I can look back in a few years and laugh or just see kind of what has changed. So, all right, starting with marketing over here. So this is our new setup. So to be blunt, this is not what we have been operating on. So the plan here for where we're going is way more direct response heavy. So being direct response heavy, we need more page builders, we need more copy, we need more graphics than we have in the past. So we actually, up until now, have not even had a CMO. So one of the founders, one of the other owners, is very, very strong in marketing and sales. And he has been basically acting as CMO as well as CEO. I didn't put kind of that on here, owners and CMO, or CEO, but he's been acting as this entire time and was doing all the media buying up until like 20K a day and beyond. So very, very involved in this because it's his like superpower, his strength. So if you watch a lot of Hormozy stuff, like at a certain point you are the best up until XYZ, but like he could get really, really far because he's so talented at it. So big benefit there that we had. But up until, so the new structure is going to be graphic designer, Google media buyer, Meta media buyer, and then they technically have like a secondary person that's in there running with them. Copywriter, which is everything email as well as so like scripting, emails, and then just basically like on-page stuff that we need depending. And then creative director, this overlooks for us currently all organic and paid creative. So it manages all of the actual creative itself, not the distribution necessarily, but all that portion, and then has an editor that does all of the creative both for ads as well as organic videos. A little less on the organic for us currently, but and then page builder is someone who can build inside ClickFunnels, Webflow, all those things, whatever your tech stack is, to make things that are consistent, brand oriented across. So this is where we're at right now. This is everyone we have more or less on the team now that we're looking to take this to 9 figures a year or more. And there will be more. There'll likely be a project manager in here. There'll likely be some other pieces as we have more offers. But in current state, up until now, we've only had one main offer. So what we have had, I'm just going to delete out of this as we go. So we had a Google buyer, we had a media buyer, we had a copywriter, creative director, and editor. These are kind of newer, and then page builder didn't exist. So I built all the pages. That's why they're so ugly. So I would just funnel hack people. I'm not a designer. So I built all the pages. Luke more or less built, the other founder built all of the copy and offers and stuff like that. And we kind of go back and forth on that. I build all the pages. I build all the tracking, all the setups there, all the splits, any dashboarding, any of that kind of stuff. And then we'd run them. And then either he was running media or these guys were running media on it. So that's the general setup. Tech side of things, so I'm like technically CTO, so I do CTO and then more or less like I don't even know what you want to call it, like executive ops. So basically managing the operations level team in one meeting and just making sure that all departments are across here, all the numbers across the entire company, all the KPIs, dashboards, all that kind of stuff, as well as like project lists. We have really strong leads in this way, so there's not really like micromanaging level at all that happens where sales runs sales, product and people runs people, marketing runs marketing, and I'm just kind of like interwoven in a bunch of these. But I have a senior tech lead, I've talked about this in other videos, who is like a killer in terms of automations and stuff like that, not so much custom code, getting in that direction. And I can have other videos where we go into like continuing education stuff. We got him in like a developer program, learned a bunch of stuff around like actual more custom coding than just plugging things together with automations. But he builds all of our AI and custom tech and stuff like that. And then tech support is a huge one. This has been since like employee number 10 maybe. So I did it for a really long time, but it's 11 p.m. and someone can't get in their email and you're resetting passwords and you're out and stuff like that. So we got a tech support. This is a VA, technically a team of VAs, but act as one inside our Slack channel, and they do all things for setups, onboards, anything that's like tech related in that way, and then any SOP related stuff. So creative director, or I guess copywriter creates a new script, gets it to creative director, goes to brand face, other founder, who's a rock star, and she records it, comes back to creative director, editor edits it, long form organic video, for example, podcast episode. Then she will then post it, then it'll go over in a SOP, then goes to tech support, she'll put it on the website, she'll put it in all the places, do all the right tagging, then it goes back to copywriter, and then it gets sent out via email, all that kind of stuff, right? So Yeah, so that's kind of the tech department right now, and then I still act as like all of the tracking and all the setups on all the new builds. So I am working currently to get out of that, but because we've only had one offer, it's not really like a continuous thing. For me personally, like my strength is more so in I can do the build outs, anything like that, but anything that's recurring, it's like the most painful thing in the world to me. So we're currently working to see amongst this current team, as well as we have an external service provider that we're looking that will do build outs and then basically provide SOPs to team. So they would come in and say, here's the new 6-step ClickFunnels setup. They'll build all the tracking in. They'll build all the data that pulls from all the right steps, and then log them in what type of data fields or custom fields inside the CRM, what triggers what does all that, and then we would manage it thereafter. Right, so instead of me doing all that portion, they could do that heavy lifting, and then just for like the one-time setups, and then building everything dynamic. So when we do splits, when we do all that, the reporting just stays, and you can see across. So sales. So this is the like new setup. So for us, this is acting as the same person right now because we hired a sales director in, and then we've tried setters in the past, and it never worked for us. We maybe didn't have the right person, didn't have the right setup, just didn't work for us when we tried to do it last time. So what we have operated as, so this is where we're going. So this starts as March of 2025. We just brought in a setter manager that starts this week. They're bringing in setters, so this is going to be a new function. But thus far, we have had none. And then this is really what acts right now. So we have a closer manager, which is really our sales director. But because we scaled down and because of kind of where we're at, we're just looking at this as like, this person is wearing both hats in current state. And then all the closers, we got up to 30 or so closers at one point. So the closers actually broke out, and I could add to this, but there was pods. So basically we had 15 and 15 in each one. So you had like one of the sales reps that then was also a pod leader, so they could have their own dedicated meetings. So you don't have 30 people in one meeting trying to do management and like one-on-one connection, stuff like that. And then a sales operations manager, sales coordinator, which is basically in here doing all of the details and kind of like holding people accountable, making sure the stats are on, just providing like a ton of support to the sales team, different than the director who's doing the one-to-ones, who's doing the cadence, who's leading the meetings, stuff like that. So again, this is what we had. I can delete this because I made this for this video and took out everyone's names. So this is what basically we have been operating as. I mean, and again, it's really been this for 30 million a year, was this. Not to say that's the best way to do it, and again, this is just like how we did it. But yeah, this is how we did up to 3.8, I believe, last year was our peak month. And then since we've scaled down, I can do other videos on how like the evolution of this, but we basically had like 3 big upticks as we just like ramp into it. The last one was the 10 million to 30, and then right now we're like scaled down again, just restructuring, getting in there, because if costs go out of whack, you're just making a bunch of top line or cash collected to not keep it if things are like out of whack. So if your cost per acquisition goes up double or something across that range, or you set up comp plans wrong, or there's too much waste or something, then you're doing the same profit dollars on a higher revenue number. It's just like vanity, which we're not here for anymore. And maybe at a certain point we were, but the goal is not that anymore. It's true profit dollars. So all right, and this is kind of like this is on fulfillment, so not so much really what this channel has been about or what it's really going to be about, because this is like company specific, especially in like phone coaching. Like we're in fitness, for example, so this is going to look a little different on actual fulfillment, especially on like tech and those videos, but just overall. So CPO, this is chief of people and kind of chief of product, but the title is chief of people. Absolute rock star in our company. So this is like literally this person, we could not hire external, we could not find someone intern, like no one could do this role better than the person we have. So again, this whole thing is all about just the people. Like if you have the right people on the team, then it doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but like you'll figure out how to get it done. So chief of people, absolute rock star, came up in the company from to be basically being a coach, leading all the coaches over here to chief of people, was doing like an operator role for a minute, but we all realized it's like best for that. Their zone of genius is in the people and the understanding of that, as well as the product delivery. So moved into this. I should make a video on this, on like how the actual chunks and evolution, not just an overview, but we're here now. So she leads this. So we have an HR manager because everyone on this entire thing, except some of them are contractors, like a few for like siloed positions. But we wanted to move into a more structurally sound and like long-term vision, and that was moving everyone to W-2. So we have an HR manager and have 105 people or something like that, or 5 team right now that are W-2 employees in the U.S. So benefits, 401k, all the jazz. So costs instantly 20% up. I don't know that I would recommend it or when I would recommend it to someone. You do need to do it for compliance at a certain point, but if you ever have dips in cash collected, as we did, and this is me sharing, what we learned, like it hurts because you have everyone who's in base salaries. You have sales reps that are no longer just draw, that are just 10% or whatever your commission numbers are. You're paying them no matter what across these ranges, and everyone for that matter. So yeah, your floor goes up, and then just your general costs. If you were paying $100K every 2 weeks in payroll, now you're paying 120, rough numbers. But yeah, and our numbers are far higher than that. So HR manager, CS manager, ours is a rock star here. So the CS manager overlooks the CS reps, which are going to be in all the email convos. We do onboarding calls for all the clients, so they do all the onboarding calls before they get over to their coach for the actual fulfillment of the product. So it's like sales rep to CS rep to coach. A billing admin who just lives inside of our Stripe and managing the data and making sure that things are marked as new when people do PIFs, custom payment plans, all that kind of stuff, renewals, and then also manages all of the emails that come in, so all of the customer support emails, because a lot of them are billing oriented, almost all of them. And then community. We have a community manager that does both we have 2 groups as of now that we've had we have like a free group that's included in the emails and, for the low ticket and stuff when we tested it in the past, and the paid group, or the, VIP community group, which is our high ticket coaching community. So yeah, that is them that live in CS. Premier coaches, we have 3, I believe, right now. I think at one point we're up to 4 or 5 that overlook the rest of the coaches. This is in the fitness specific coaching. So these are one-to-one coaches with clients. Each coach will have, ramp up, but will then sit around 50 to 75 or so clients per coach. And these are also W-2 employees, so they have 401k benefits, security in that way. And again, rockstar coaches, and you guys can see on the site and stuff, they have every accreditation and thing you can have. So yeah, and that's the structure. So I'm sure I am missing a small chunk, but then operationally, CS manager, sales director, chief of people, CTO, CMO, and CEO, which I didn't throw on here, but just basically overarching. So we're all the ones that sit in the operations meeting. So we'll have one once a week, and I'll have another video again where I go over like meeting cadence and stuff like that. But that's the operations meeting that we'll have once a week, and everyone is basically breaking down their chunk. What is the goal at? What are the projects that are within this? Are they hitting KPIs in this across each section and department? And then a lot of the time in any company, you can just easily identify for example, calendars are booked half, and the rest of the company is downstream effect of that. So it's like, okay, well, at some level, like what's the one big thing? What's the one main thing that we can focus on? That's like, how can the rest of the departments, continue to do their thing, but almost proactively try and help the bottleneck right now, which is marketing, for example. So can CS pull a bunch of reviews that we can use because that'll get more social proof and that'll work? Can sales start hitting the pipeline harder and start to lean into outbound more of the CRM because the bookings aren't coming in direct from marketing? Can tech figure out automations and flows to make it so we can squeeze the people that are coming in and get a higher percent of lead to app or lead to booking or whatever, for example. So yeah, or same thing with tech. Or actually not same thing with tech. That one's a little harder. Not as easy to come in and help. But like same thing with sales. Automation so we can come into here, renewals that we can do on the product side to make it so revenue stays up across this as we scale through like the rougher times. So yeah, this is the general gist. And again, I can make a better video on like, here's where it was at this point, here's where it was at this point, here's where it was, and then here's where it is, right? Because we've like refined, but we're getting a little bit wider, but we're refined. And then same thing with comp plans. It's crazy, but a lot of these are more fixed positions, commission-based, like kind of scaled positions, quantity or like volume. So like how many clients you have, style, you can increase pay, and then more or less fixed. And then each one do have like their own little versions of bonus pools, depending on how close they are to the customer and how close they are to like what they can manage. And then these basically are all performance driven, like hard, like leaning way heavier in performance driven. So I will update this as we go and get kind of further into this. So far, I've basically just shared videos on the funnel and kind of some of the like stuff behind the funnel and how it was structured and how we did there. But I want to get more into like what we're doing now and what's working. Maybe like week update, because right now it's like March 2025. We're hiring a CMO, or our CMO just started officially. Center manager starting officially. 19 other fun updates, but yeah, I don't really know how to share these in a good, clean way, but figured this would be helpful in more of like an operation structural view of it, not just, hey, here's our marketing pages and kind of how the flow works. So yeah, I will continue to make these, and if you have any questions, Instagram's probably best, and talk soon.